What up YouTube? Balboa here with a brand new review. This is my first review of a movie Avengers toy. And this is the Iron Man Fusion Armor Mark 7 Iron Man Armor. Packaging's right here. And I want to say ahead of time, this figure right here, I have really mixed emotions about it. It looks nice, but there's a lot of issues with him. So I'm just going to put him aside and show you the packaging really quick. The packaging's pretty nice. A very nice picture of the Avengers. On the back we have pictures of the other figures. Saw blades, well, spinning saw blades, a picture of the figure, the name of the figure, and a bio. The bio will be down there, and I'll be reading it. The latest version of the Iron Man armor, it packed with few features that make it absolutely pinnacle of technology advancements. Among its many powerful weapons, it includes a specialized repulsor generator that can create solid, superheated energy weapons like the saw and blades. That's actually a nice bio. And I give him props for actually trying to include the weapon he comes with in the bio. Which is points, I'll give him that. Oops, my bad. So, yeah. This figure is okay. If you are a fan of the Iron Man 2 toy line, like I am, that's my favorite toy line of all time, then this is a huge disappointment. I guess I'll cover the detailing first. The detailing on it's actually really nice. I kind of like this bulk in here. Really gives it a much more solid and heavy feel. Much more of a heavy packing version of the armor. Got some silver paint on the back, along with some gold. I really like the silver paint here. Really breaks up the red. The bottom does not have the repulsors painted in, but the hands do. There you go. Splayed open hand and a grip hand. I do wish they mixed in a little bit of blue in the arc reactor lights. I really think that would make it a little better. So yeah, detailing this thing's really nice. It is a unique sculpt. We have not seen this sculpt at all in the Iron Man 2 toy line or any other toy line. The articulation on this guy is really where he lacks. This is where I feel they really cheapened out. The ball joint is actually pretty nice. Not much up movement, but a little down and left to right. The arms go out that much and do a 360. The elbows bend and they rotate. Now, he has no wrists, unfortunately, so you actually have to use the elbow joint to get the whole shooting repulsors look, and sometimes it just doesn't look right from certain angles. Like, I guess right here it really doesn't look right because I want to try and get it like that. No ball joint like chest piece here. Just a solid piece through. The legs are done differently. They are a swivel to move up and down, and then a cut joint to move out, which actually that's really nice. That's a very nice outward movement. I'll definitely give them that. But yeah, I actually really like how they did the hip joints. They're not as tricky as the Iron Man hip joints because you still get the forward and the outward, but you don't have to kind of pull this out and then rotate it and rotate at the bottom. If you see my reviews of the Iron Man figures, I have shown how to actually get the outward movement to go to the forward movement, but I do like this new hip joint because it is more natural. It definitely looks more natural than a ball joint would. From certain angles, like here, a ball joint will look very very awkward, but here it actually looks very natural. So I actually do like the hip joints on him. The knee is single jointed and it only bends that much, but like the Hasbro Iron Man figures, you get a rotation at the knee, which is actually pretty weird. I don't see how that would come in much use. It just doesn't really look natural, and that's really it for the articulation. He unfortunately does not have any ankle articulation, And ankle articulation does play a big factor in articulation because it definitely helps you get a solid basis for your figures to stand on if they don't have a stand, and also helps with the balancing. And these figures don't include stands, and I was really disappointed because I would have liked to see stands on these figures. I really think that would have been a really cool thing to see, considering how cheapened down they are. And out of the 3 figures I own, being the Captain America and the Hulk, he definitely feels the cheapest. And this whole line is cheap, but he feels the cheapest. He just feels like a cheap plastic when you have him in hand. But you know, like the cheapened Iron Man figures you got with the vehicles. You know, if you guys own the figures, you know what I'm talking about. The figures just felt a little cheap. They weren't as high quality. This is what this figure feels like. It's unfortunately not as good. Yeah, he won't stand, so I'll just leave him there. His accessory is actually kind of cool, but I wish they didn't really do this whole weapon thing. Pretty much what they're doing is what they did with the Green Lantern toy line, where they sacrificed articulation for the gimmick, which was just these overplayed weapons, saying that kids love these accessories more than they love articulation, and that's not true. A lot of kids do actually like articulation in their figures, and they also like these gimmicks. I actually personally like this, but if we had a choice between this and better articulation, I'm going with the articulation. The bio did state that his weapon allows him to create solid superheated energy. According to the laws of physics, I don't see how you can create a solid energy, but this is cartoons, and comics will just roll with that. It does spin in either direction. It kind of looks like a shield more than a saw, but detailing on it's actually pretty nice. I kind of like the gold paint. I wish they did some silver paint on the inside. The back has no detailing, and it does have a clip that will fold along with a peg, so you can actually peg this on his back if you wished. The whole pushing it in. It doesn't go in all the way. This is just too thick for the actual hole in his back, and I guess you could give him like a helicopter thing or something. Kind of lift that up. You can also pull the clip. Oops. Sorry about that. You can fold the clip up and clip it onto his arm. And it actually is a very solid, very nice, heavy-duty clip. You do hear and feel a clip on it. You know, you just hear that little... See if I can get it on the audio. Did you hear that? You definitely feel it, and you can definitely hear it. And that is on tight. It will not come off unless you pull it off. This is actually kind of cool. I kind of like how this looks, but I don't pose him with it. And again, I would actually not want this if I could get articulation. But it is a nice accessory. I can see why people think that it's a good idea. But collectors do, and also kids do like the articulation before these accessories. But it is a nice accessory. Put that to the side. And yeah, so that's the figure in general. I will do a size comparison. Here he is next to the Iron Man Mach 6 armor. Fix the head. He is a lot smaller than him. This is kind of interesting. I really thought that it was weird how it was smaller than the Iron Man figures. Like if I get him standing up straight. You could see he is a lot smaller, which is really weird. Definitely with this armor and the way it's designed, just the whole design and aesthetic that this armor is going with, it screams that this is a heavy-duty version, like that was meant for combat. The other version, this was definitely slimmer down. This is the feel you get. This was slimmer down. This was made for not heavy-duty all-out war, but it was definitely meant for fighting. This one is just from the aesthetic it goes with. You definitely see that this was made for war. It was definitely heavy-dutied. It does help with, and really brings out with this here, and the big shoulder pads, and the really big thighs, and just the whole design of this thing. I will do a size comparison with War Machine really quick. War Machine's huge compared to him. There you That's one thing I really did not like about this Iron Man figure, was the fact that he was smaller than the other Iron Man figures in the Iron Man 2 toy line. And that's probably the biggest knock I have against it. Like, I can understand the articulation, and yeah, we were really spoiled with the Iron Man 2 toy line. That just had amazing articulation, and still to this day is my favorite toy line of all time. But I mean, it's just the fact that it just doesn't fit in scale. I mean, I really just don't like that. I like my figures to be in scale with each other. I like them to be as close as they can in scale. And this is just really out there. It's just way too small. It's definitely a figure I can only recommend if you are an Iron Man fan like me, or if you are an Avengers fan and you just really like Iron Man. So yeah, I picked him up at a... Well, I didn't actually pick this guy up. I actually got this as a birthday present. But this guy, saw him at Target, actually, and he was like $8, I believe, $9. That's pretty steep for this guy. He does feel a lot cheaper than normal figures. Definitely not as good as the Hulk or the Captain America, from my personal experience. But if you're an Iron Man fan, then I say go for it. If you can find him for like... say $6, and you'll feel fine. So, till then, I'll see you guys with a very special video review I have planned for Friday. Till then, adios.